and welcome to another LEGO set review. This is set number 75251, Darth Vader's Castle. This is like my guilty pleasure big set of the year, maybe. Will I be picking up another big set? Probably not, at least until the end of the year. But yes, I just thought it looked really good. Now, it's a little bit on the expensive side. When you just look at the pictures and stuff, you're thinking, wow, for that money, I could probably get a bigger LEGO set. Some non-licensed one or whatever. Probably not a Minecraft one because those are priced way bad, but the Star Wars one is like the other like more expensive LEGO set, of course. But from what we have here, once I build it, I'll say this right now, the images don't do it justice. The actual piece, holding it in hand after you build it, is more impressive than what you see in the picture. I mean, it doesn't look like it's bigger, but it feels bigger for some reason. So yeah, so anyway, this is a big box. Got the sellotape on the top there to hold it together so you don't actually damage the box if you want to open it up. And on the back here it shows you the inside of the rooms and stuff. So good enough box. Inside we have a pretty big book for the instructions because the building does take a while. This is, again, surprisingly detailed and big set for what it is, despite pretty much still being a dollhouse type set. I would say that this took a little longer than the Avenger Towers from the first movie. No, Age of Ultron, Avenger Towers, and it also took probably roughly the same amount of time. No, it took longer than the Doctor Strange Sanctum from Infinity War as well, the Spider-Man stuff. It does come with a single sticker sheet, so a bit annoying, but these stickers look nice. Again, I've not applied them. I tend to like to scan these stickers before I apply them so I can have a backup for myself. The worst build from this set out the way first. Really wish this set could be cheaper and not have this in there, but I guess they just have to have some sort of vehicle in here. Now this reminds me of the one from the Death Star set right here. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, and I guess in a way it's slightly nicer, like the wings are smoother, but you can see this is pretty much an evolution between like the two of them. They both have a flat piece on top there, but this one only opens from the front, so it's a little bit harder to fit a figure in there. Like you just have to make sure they're in the sitting position first and just jam them in there. Whereas this one, the top piece moves with it, so you just have a little bit more space to put the minifigure in there. So yeah. Now this one does have play features, of course, with the stud shooters on the front, and this was designed before any of that. Both of these have transparent window pieces on the front, but they're all built on a flat piece underneath there, so you can't see inside. So overall, this looks a lot nicer, a lot smoother, and more advanced than the old one. But I still don't like it. I just still think it's a waste of build, a waste of space, waste of money, just no point. Now, if you do have the Death Star set, will this fit in the hangar? It hangs like this, sort of, like it's falling off, but it can sort of hang there, but it doesn't actually fit. So, no, it doesn't. So, yes. I kind of wish that the bottom area of the building was not a hangar and was something else, because here we are with the actual set. Let's start at the bottom first. Like I said, there is a hanger here, and the hanger is, well, with the stickers applied, looks like it's a underscaled hanger. Like if you shrink down the minifigures in post-production, like you put some green paper there for some chroma keying, filmed it, and then filmed some minifigures shrunk down, it looks the part. And, you know, it does look quite nice. I'd be saying if I didn't like it completely, but I mean, it's a basement, like, pretty much. And sticking undersized TIE Fighter in there is, well, just not that fun. Like, if you just bring in the regular size TIE Fighter there, you can see, like, the size is just completely silly. So, whoopsies. Anyway, so there we have it. This tiny hangar bay there, and staircase, of course. We have some stairway there. But before we move up to the second floor, we're going to look at the side here. We have this is where the red sticker sheet would go, and we've got a transparent piece there. So this is like the Sith holocron area, or Jedi holocron, or whatever. But it's red, so I'm going to assume Sith holocron. So this is a nice piece, a little pyramid piece, one stud, and got these two black like Jedi micro figures there. Little tab there, so you can open up an extra area with a black lightsaber hilt in there. They just pulled out. So that's something. So Darth Vader is hiding some secrets from Darth Sidious, probably. Darth Sidious probably knows this step, just letting him do it, because, you know, he knows all, apparently. And on the other side, we have I just think it's just a trooper bay, but we have a droid interaction slot. Like, you know, if you have an R2 figure, you can put him there, and you can just interact with this. We also have another hidden compartment here. There's a red gem in there. Not sure what that's meant to be, but it's just a gem. Maybe that's like the lightsaber crystal or kyber crystal. There are some little like areas, benches and screens there, so your one of the clone trooper minifigures can stand there and do his work in the basement, of course. Right, moving up from the outside here, this is a doorway, little hinge there. Doesn't look too obvious, but you know, there's a little bit of a clip there for you to open it up if you can't access it. And that will go into our first floor room, which is the bacta tank here. Does this one look like the one from Rogue One? Well, I guess so. So it's nice. It's got the nice red windows from the outside. So if I just shine a light there, you can see, hey, look, it's got the windows and stuff. That's actually look pretty cool. I'm just shining the lights on there, so that's nice. And just like optical illusion and stuff. If you look on the side there, you can see the story. The stories can fit a minifigure. A minifigure can walk through there, but it's mostly an optical illusion. I can see the front's built more heavy, whereas this one's built a little bit thinner. So just from an angle, it looks right. It looks bigger than it is. And of course, with its door closed, it's just sort of black there, which again, black hides how small it is. So it makes it feel a little bit more spacious than it is. On this side, we have a computer panel there for controlling his bacta tank stuff, I guess. But once again, inside for the most part, it's just everything's just a bit dark to hide how small it is and hides some of the non-details. So if you do shine a light in there, it does look a little quite tacky. I mean, just look at that wall; it doesn't look too good. So darkness is good; it's an advantage. And for this bacta tank, there's a hinge on the top there that holds it up. Just do that. Put the Darth Vader minifigure in there or whoever, and then close that up. Now, despite having a lot of non-details in here, they still put a little bit of red in like the supports and stuff just to give it a themed look. Next up, we have Vader's personal chamber. I guess this is Palpatine or Darth Sidious hologram talking to him, like telling him to get up or whatever. This floor is... Right, so this floor isn't actually attached to any studs. There's two clips on the back holding it. And there's also a few pieces, this piece. There's also like two pieces underneath it, just sort of holding it up. So this slides a little bit because it's not actually plugged onto a bottom surface. Because, and you see, I mean, these walls are like slopes and stuff, so they don't have any extra pieces holding it up. I guess they could have put like a little hinge piece there to hold it up, but instead they put these pieces here, which it's quite solid. It's quite solid, but when building it, this board does flap around. So you got a little bit worried, like, oh, is this going to suck? But no, once everything's been put together, it does hold up pretty well. You see here, look, it's not going. So, but what's not so good is Darth Vader's seat here, because when it's in a flat position, there's a huge gap in the middle, and you just put it down there and kind of looks like it, but there's too many holes in between, so this doesn't look that good. It's okay, it's serviceable. Vader sitting in there with this open would look quite nice, but the enclosed mode, it's a little bit off. Finally, on top floor here, we just have a little cannon for the trooper to stand there. And you see that the top here, like, it's starting to get a little bit flimsy, so they had to stop right there. There's just a single circle piece here with the 4 studs in the middle, and that's where, you know, this sticker sheet would go in there to give it that really nice sort of Star Wars-y old trilogy look. But aside from that, nothing too special at top floor. It's I wouldn't say it's a wasted space. They had to do something with it, so it's okay. Got the set from the outside. This wall has a nice textured look to it. Windows to let some light into it. It'll also be way too dark and you can't see it. But it's not really that noticeable because you got a black piece there and just a hole there, so it's like the same. So not really noticeable. That's great. And on the front here, this is like the display side, I guess. This is meant to be way bigger than the inside. Like, this is the fake scale, I suppose, because this is like a lava thing pouring out. And I guess the actual TIE fighter, if this was to scale, the TIE fighter would be like this tiny, just coming out from this hole right above the lava river. And on this side, you also have a standard wall, because without the door, but just got that standard look and texture to it. So from the front, this thing is pretty impressive. So yes, from the front here, this looks pretty impressive. It's pretty cool. Just like the Avengers Towers or some of the other Lego buildings and stuff, there is a fake scale to one side, and it looks pretty great. Pretty ominous, pretty sizable. And then on the inside, we have our dollhouse play area. Once again, I think, you know, this room is probably the best one. This room's okay. This is not really racist space. I'm okay with that. And despite having a pretty lame hangar, it still looks decent for the design and shapes and all that. And you got these two small areas on each side. Those are pretty fun to play around with as well. So just as the building itself, I like it. I think it's pretty good. But if you want to keep everything in terms of minifigure scale, if you customize stuff and whatever, I'd probably replace and rebuild the bottom area for some more trooper and computer stuff, instead of just an empty hangar. Just like rebuild it. Maybe you have like one of the extra offsets, a little computer screen room, and just slide it in there, and it would look a lot better than just being a miniature hangar. On the minifigure side of things, first we have this mouse droid right here. When I watched Jang Brick's YouTube review of this, it says like, yep, there's pretty much nothing else you can do with this, and I was like, yeah, I totally agree. The mouse droid is what it is. This works. This design's pretty much spot on. Maybe remove this hand hinge there and make it a flat piece, but that'll make him completely useless. So I guess this hand piece is there just for him to carry stuff around for Darth Vader and clone troopers or whatever. We have two Royal Guards here. These are the same Royal Guards we've seen in many sets before. There's no printing on the head whatsoever. It's just a black head, and there's no printing on the back whatsoever. There is a double-sided cape. Got a shinier red on the outside and a darker red on the inside. So if you have any of these Royal Guards from the past 5 years, these are exactly the same. Clone Trooper here, take off the helmet. It's that face again. Let's not see that. So Clone Trooper / Stormtrooper, whatever, has a rifle. He stands on the roof manning the gun. The printing is alright. The blue is pretty nice. It's cool that it's not just a regular Stormtrooper or regular Clone Trooper, and it's a little bit different variant and stuff. I remember like maybe 10 years ago, there's a whole craze of just getting, even people who just got like a Sharpie and just recolored a regular Clone Trooper, they could sell it for millions. So I'm one of the people, still a lot of people out there army building special clones and Stormtroopers and stuff. So it's nice that this is here. Regular Darth Vader, new version Darth Vader. Guess this will be, like, in terms of molding, this is version 2 Darth Vader. Again, I really don't like this mold. I mean, look at him. Like, if I put the minifigure straight, he's looking up, and the helmet's far too big. Like, and it looks goofy. I do like this bit here when you remove the helmet and you see the face and this little jaw piece there. That's great for, you know, posing scenes and stuff when he's like dying and whatever. But with the helmet on, he just looks bad. He doesn't have any back torso print, but he does have some back scarring print on his helmet. So in terms of like, then we have, of course, our bacta tank Darth Vader, which is highlight and a huge reason for me wanting to pick this setup, because there was this Darth Vader in there. So that's really cool. So yep, he has an eyes closed face, which is great. You can just swap these heads around, because despite having all these different helmets and stuff, Darth Vader's expression tends to be the same one all the time. So this one's really good. You got all his damaged bodies and stuff, and they did give him like the metallic arm for his, you know, robot arm and metallic legs. So yep, that makes sense. And just move that out of the way. You can see he's just sort of has his mouth closed. This one's cool. And quick look at the back. Now this is a little bit annoying because it's got this black pants like printed onto him, whereas on the back there is no pants on the side, so a little bit distracting. Maybe you could get a little bit of black paint, just fill in the gaps, whatever. So same back head scar, of course, and some white body like print there. So this is a really cool figure, and between this and the Force Unleashed set, which also had a battle damage Vader, that's pretty cool. So you have a complete Vader, and then you can have like his mask removed Vader, and then we have the battle damage one from the Force Unleashed set, or the magnets, which is where I got mine, and then you have like just sleeping or healing Darth Vader. So just across the board, that's pretty cool. And also you have the transformation Anakin from the, you know, Darth Vader transformation sets. So you just have each version in between. So that, I like that. That's nice. So yep, huge highlight for me is definitely this figure. Do I recommend this set? Well, like I said, this was a guilty pleasure for me. It's a little bit on the expensive side for what you get, But once you built it, it is quite impressive to look at. It is a nice set to look at, and despite me not liking the hangar, overall the building on the inside, the outside look great. The minifigures are a good selection. I mean, yeah, we've got Royal Guards before, but the ones here, they're pretty good. I do like having more Royal Guards because they're sometimes hard to get aside from that battle pack that came out a while ago. So if you don't have any Royal Guards, it's nice to have them here. The Clone Trooper's okay. I like that it's unique and different from the regular ones. We have a crappy Darth Vader, but we also have the nice bacta tank Darth Vader here. We also get a lot of micro figures in here. We've got 3 micro figures in here, and those are quite good as well. The holocron side room does look nice. The front lava looks nice. So overall, there's a lot of good things in this set, despite being a little bit more expensive than I think it should be. I think it should be a little bit cheaper, maybe like 750 Hong Kong dollars instead of like 880. Just maybe drop it down a little bit, even 790. If it was 790, I recommend this to most people, but it's just a little bit higher than what I think people should be paying for it. So if you see this set on discount and you are a Lego Star Wars fan, definitely pick this up and you won't feel bad about it. There's a lot of stuff to play around with it, and it looks pretty good. And but if you don't see this set for discount at all, and just sort of curious and thinking about it, ask yourself, are you a big Darth Vader fan? If so, then yes. If not, and you quite happily have Darth Vader in other situations from other sets, then you can skip this. But if you just really like Darth Vader, then this is a pretty good set to pick up. You know what? Because Jedi Academy had a level that was sort of based on like Darth Vader's past and all that, this kind of reminds me of Jedi Academy. Good game. Way better than anything EA's pumped out.